Welcome to Kump, and please stop calling him Sensei John. All right, Sensei John. People keep messaging me saying, "Oh, the updates on Sensei John." They're commenting on YouTube. They're commenting on Twitter, X.com. What's up with Sensei John? There is no Sensei John. Sensei John is a character that John Higland made up. This is Higland, right?
This is a man who you met in our basement.
Not
gym,
Highlander. Higland.
who somehow convinced you into letting him coach you.
I let him. I think it will coach me. I mean, I'm gonna be down in the gym anyway. I'm down there. I'm getting sweat. I'm getting pump. Why? If a guy wants to, give me some pointers, I'll let him. I'll pay him a little money if he wants to spot me and just make. I'm not good with organizing stuff. That's regardless. It doesn't matter. All right. If you watched last week, this John Higland guy. This guy paid to be my quote unquote trainer, I guess. Got after one update, got really mad and started calling me names and fat and slob or whatever. And
wait
then,
a minute, you paid this man?
Well, I mean, I paid him like a $200 deposit, and then it was supposed to be $50 a week after that. So he beat me on the deposit, I guess. But I'm not gonna keep paying him. He's insisting that I keep paying him. He's insisting that but he's got no power to enforce that.
That's not right.
I didn't sign a contract. You're not Gold's Gym. But he's playing hardball. He's gone behind my back. This John Higland guy, because he wanted me to call him Sensei. I never agreed to call him Sensei. All right, that's something he wants. I'm not playing his game, but he's playing a dirty game where he's gone to the landlord now, and now I'm on a list. The landlord has said that I'm on some kind of probationary list. I'm not supposed to use the gym. We might get evicted. I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't even know what power they have here.
So
I don't
this
understand.
guy's now trying to ruin our lives.
He's literally trying to destroy everything I've built. He's telling them that I'm using a barbecue where I'm not supposed to use it on my patio, and I had to throw my barbecue out. I just took it in. I didn't really throw it out. But for all they know, I told them. But I hope they don't listen to this. But it's but he's trying to tell them that they're recording a podcast here. But who cares? They know. They've come and service our air conditioner. They see it. What do you think? What do you think they think we're doing? But he doesn't know. He's trying to play dirty. He's trying to destroy my livelihood, and I'm not going to take it lying down.
Look, I think we need to start preparing for what goes down if this guy comes to our door.
No, because I'm not afraid of John Higland. I'm not afraid of him. I don't care. These people think just because you have toned arms, I'm afraid of you. I'll ragdoll John Higland. I'll throw him in the sewer. All right? I'll drag him. I'll drag him like one of those movies where a guy's dragging a woman by the hair. And everyone feels really bad because it's a woman, but he's a man.
Does he have long hair?
He has hair. He has a nice head of hair. Mm. It's not, I wouldn't call it a ponytail.
Right.
Doesn't go down to his ass. But I'll put his hair in his, well, no. We'll see. But he'll be. I'll shave him. I'll shave him like the rat he is, and I'll leave him in the sewer, metaphorically.
That's a good move. That's very humiliating.
Yeah. No, I'll show. Look, you don't understand what I'll do to John Higland. I'll bite his fingers. I'll spit in his eyes. I'll just hold him down, and just spit into his eye over and over until he gets pink eye. You're not. You think your mouth's sterile? Everyone thinks their own spit is sterile. Well, first of all, even if it was. I had a girl tell me that once, that spit is sterile, and I can wash my contacts with my spit. And she was like some kind of biology major or something. I don't know. I told people, I subsequently told people that because I started using that trick with my contacts when I got dry. I didn't have eye drops, and I take it out and put it in my mouth for a second.
You licked your contacts and put them in your
eyes? We're already married. You can't no take backs. All right. This is and people looked at me like I was scum, and I realized this girl. I mean, she was a pretty girl. She wasn't a weird. She didn't seem like that weird, but apparently she was a big weirdo, and she gave me bad information. This is years ago, all right? This is in my past. I'm not going to apologize because at one point, it's not the same contacts. But regardless, even if that's true, it's my spit going in his eye.
Of course, like you take a young lady's credentials seriously, and you end up getting spit all over your eye contact.
It's a wonder I'm not. Everyone's called these guys incels. I know these lonely men, these incels. I mean, I don't agree with Andrew Tate's methods. I don't agree with the prescription to wear bikini shorts or whatever he does and show everyone's his junk and talk about Lamborghinis. I don't think that's manly. But I agree these men are lonely for a reason, because women just tell them the spurious things that hurt them later in life, that embarrass them,
that make them sick.
No, I didn't get sick.
Yeah,
I didn't get sick at all. Hold on. I'm fine. I'm a healthy. Yeah, do I get pink eye once a year? Who doesn't?
Well, okay. Well, I'm glad that you have a plan for John Higland. I mean,
Well, okay, let them come. Let them come at me. Let John Higland show his face and see what happens. Come to my door. He wants to play games with his typewriter, sending letters to my landlord. How about I'll send a letter to the landlord saying that I see you dragging kids to the basement.
Oh wow, he writes hand typed.
I don't know. I mean,
letters. I
know he has a typewriter. I don't know if he sent them a typewritten letter. He's talked about his stupid IBM Selectric or whatever he has. I thought he's like, what kind of jock is he? All he talked about, he barely taught me anything. I gave this guy $200, and most of what he talked about was how he wants to write a novel, and he bought an IBM Selectric. I'm not even sure if that's a good typewriter or not. I know it was a prevalent one, but if you're like a typewriter nerd, is that a good one to get? I don't know. You can comment in the comments, please. No, seriously, I don't know. He acted like I should be impressed that he bought some IBM Selectric. I'm like, oh, what'd you go buy a thrift store? No, there's a guy online who services them and sells them custom refurb. I'm like, all right, and it's $400 on it. Which is that a good price? He said it works perfectly. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. He hasn't read. I don't even know what his books.
He kept saying, I couldn't write a novel without this.
Well, he's what am I gonna do? Write a novel and the same thing that I make meal plans on? I mean,
there's logic to that.
He didn't even make me a meal plan. I'm doing my own meal plans. This guy thinks he can play dirty. He doesn't know how dirty. Look, I'm a little handicapped because I have you around. So no, it's a nice thing because I can't just throw my life away, but I'll throw my life away, and even with you around, if it gets annoying enough, I'll throw my life. I'll go to prison. I mean, I've never been to prison, but I feel like I would. You wait for me.
This is why it's good to have a protector in the house.
I'm on a list.
A protector, a spirit personality. Yeah. Because a lot of guys they might get. Stalkers like this,
right?
They might drag stalkers into their wife's life,
right?
That they don't even know how to handle.
Oh yeah,
if it comes down to
I'll stalk him.
Yeah.
You stalk me, I'll stalk you back. I'll just have a mirror. I'll have I'll get one of those they make them yet, those 360 cameras. Well, you have to turn them still. I'll get cameras. I'll get all sorts of shit. They used to have those spy glasses for kids. It was a whole thing. You remember with the mirrors in the glasses? By the way, before we get into the nitty gritty, I have to plug this. I have to plug it. Just go. I'm streaming every day now. All right? I have to get back at John Higland. So I'm streaming every day. When we talk, I'll discuss. I'll give you updates if you want more updates after this. But just, it's on right. I know I was saying Kick for a while, but then I realized 12 people follow me on Kick, and I have over 1,000 people follow me on Twitch. So I might try a simulcast, but for now I've been doing Twitch. I'm just saying, but and look, even if you don't want to watch the stream, just know there'll be clips in the YouTube feed, new clips, and then there won't be clips from this show. There'll be clips from this. I'm not putting random things of me playing Mario, Luigi's Castle, or whatever. Look, we gotta find Luigi. I'm just sitting there and you go, well, why am I watching this clip? No, it's gonna be good stuff. I'm whatever. So if you like this show, you'll like that. So click on those. Don't be afraid to click on them when they show up in your feed. Also, and while you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. You like all the videos that you watch. It's imperative. Don't let John Higland win. Don't call him Sensei John. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/RayCump. Extra episode every week on that. So that's all the plugs. All right, if you listen to Sensei John, I'll plug you. Wait, I just called him Sensei John, didn't I?
Maybe Sensei John was worth
Don't call him Sensei John.
Sorry, maybe John Higland was worth the price after all.
Yeah.
Because you did say one of the things he would scream at you.
Yeah.
As you were doing, weighted sit-ups with him leaning on your neck or whatever.
Yeah, well, he'd be kind of pressing. Yeah, whatever. It wasn't good. It was like holding onto my neck.
But while he was injuring you,
I was doing squats, I believe it was what it was.
That's
And
right.
he was holding on. He was holding on to my neck.
And while he was doing this, but it doesn't seem like the safest way to build strength. But as he was doing, he would scream at you about creating more content. And
he would mostly scream about his content and how and his stupid how he had to buy ribbons or toner. I forget what he said he said he got ink all over his hands at one point. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what are those goddamn ink? I have to go on a date later. I'm like, well, I don't know. He has so many dates this week. I don't know what he's doing. I think he might be some kind of prostitute. I'm not trying to give him a compliment oh wow, what a guy to be what a desirable man or anything. I mean, he has nice hair, and he's fit. I don't think he's particularly strong. I saw him curling like a 20-pound weight. What is that? He's like, oh, I'm just doing some conditioning. Like, what? Are you a woman? Were you a woman with that weight? I'm sorry, you're gonna let me, you're gonna be silent for that.
No, I mean,
I'm shitting on women now. All right.
I curl basically 20 pounds.
Right. Well, you're a woman.
Yeah.
That's not my point.
No,
yes.
I'm saying you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So don't.
You get very sensitive when we're talking about Sensei John.
It's not Sensei John. It's John Higland. Stop playing into his game. Now, here's what you gotta understand. I try to tell
you
people.
brought this man into my life.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, you tell me. I'm usually never talk to people in the building. I despise the people in the building. They throw weird parties in the basement and on the roof, and they're all like weird Euro trash. And they talk about how there was some guy on the roof while you were playing guitar. Wasn't he telling you oh, my dad's in finance, but I respect people who are blue collar. And I was like, you should have thrown them off the roof. These people are animals. It's always everyone who comes in. I'm in the hotel. I'm in the elevator, and there's some guy speaking French, and then there's a bunch of people in the basement. It's like a rave. Then you hear Miley Cyrus, and it's always I don't want to get into the other nitty gritty. People, just old men smoking in my basement. Old men.
Yeah.
What are they doing down there? There's tunnels in our basement.
There's tunnels in our basement.
There's tunnels in our basement. What are we doing?
Well, to be fair, it's not a full tunnel. It's more like
it's not like the ones you saw on the news a couple years ago, but they're weird nooks and crannies. You go in.
There's hidden nooks and
crannies. There's a parking garage. It's not a garage for us to use. We don't have a car, but if we did, we couldn't use. It's not. But it's there for the landlords. They get the service guys. Mm-hmm. But then in between that and then there's a room that's supposed to be a rec room. But it's just got a broken foosball table and a dirty couch and a refrigerator and then a wine fridge that's empty.
And there's always drilling going on beyond the door, There's
Yeah.
always some kind of construction going on.
Well, they're making cages. They're making cages for humans.
But one time I snuck in there.
Right, you snuck in. There's in between.
And I saw a little dungeon.
In between the parking garage thing and the rec room, I guess you'd call it, and the sauna that I've never used because I just feel like I'm gonna get hepatitis in there.
Yeah.
But there's in between that. There's some kind of weird tunnel.
Yeah.
And they throw bar mitzvahs and sweet 16s there and raves.
It's either a dungeon or they're trying to construct some kind of elevator.
We have elevators.
But we have an elevator.
You mean some kind of grain elevator?
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to drill for water. I don't think you can do that. I mean, I know Manhattan's limestone bedrock or something.
I believe they exist, and I think there's some kind of end of days bomb shelter thing.
I would love to have a bomb shelter. Who's done need a bomb shelter? John Higland. I mean, his guy, he told him I threatened him. He told him that I smelled. I don't smell. One thing I don't do is smell. I smell great.
You always make sure that you smell good.
I am I do nothing else in my life well. but I smell not. I smell all right. I don't smell nice all the time.
You're you're more than average hygienic for a man, I think.
Yeah, I don't want people to know where I am or hear me or smell me. Right? I'm not the smallest target. I'll grant you that. So I make myself invisible to the nose. But you're gonna be invisible to the hose, John Higland. Because your face will be left marked up. Not, again, this is you're gonna play this for the building. This is all satire. I can just say that. So I can't get in trouble for this. Anything I say here is just comedic satire. It's a comedy. It's a comedy show. So nothing I say. It doesn't matter if I say I'll take your mother and I'll take her on a date and I'll leave her in the worst subway station in New York. And leave her to her own devices.
Oh, wow.
I'll find his mom. I'll seduce her. I'll take her on a date, and I'll leave her in the slummiest, scummiest subway station in all of New York City. Can't do nothing to me. Because, it doesn't matter. You play this for the judge. He was like, well, it's a comedy podcast.
It's satire.
Satire. It's got comedic license. All right? I'm protected by the First Amendment, John Higland. What protects you? Ain't the Second Amendment. I know that much. I know you're afraid of guns.
John Higland's afraid of guns?
He doesn't tell me, but I think he is. I tried talking to him about guns. And he was like, he changed the subject. It was a stupid typewriter. He's just talking about how it's something to do with how it has the autocorrect feature, or not the autocorrect, but the correction feature. Like, you think it's whiteout, but it's not whiteout. It's some kind of other thing. And I'm like, what?
What kind of novel does he want to write, or what kind of book does he want to...
I'm not sure. It was something to do with, like, the grass. It's like is some book called like the grass. The grass is greener or something. Like the grass is greener in my bed or something. I don't remember. It was something like that. Something about the grass being greener.
Yeah.
Which is trite. It's very trite. I wish I thought about trite it was. I mean, what am I gonna say to that? Oh, the grass. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it could. I guess it could be like whatever. Maybe it's about immigrant parents. My parents immigrated from friggin' Lithuania.
I guess it could be a self-help.
It could be anything. It could be a romance. It could be a sleazy romance novel. It could be
romance.
It could be some. It could be some book about how he's got certain predilections. I assume things about John Higland that I can't say out loud because they'll broach that comedic satire. I mean, there's a certain. You can't accuse people of being certain things. We're doing certain things, but I have my suspicion. I'm gonna get to the bottom of him. He's gonna be. Trust me, all right. I know people. You don't think I know people? I may be an embarrassment if you take me to certain places. I may not fit in every country club. I may not be wired into the New York social scene the way my wife would like. I may not know, the right things to call things at restaurants. I don't know, what wine to drink with what food, or how to dress properly. But
I think you're selling yourself a little short.
But I know people. Yeah. I know some people who know people, and they'll tell me things about you. You started the war. You can't win, John Higland. Son of a bitch. You gonna get me evicted? I don't want to live here. I'm overpaying in rent as it is. I got tricked into paying more in rent than I should. So will you do me a favor, get me evicted? I'll just squat. I'll just squat with your parents. How about that? I'll trick your parents or anyone else you love into. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think we could negotiate access to the dungeon?
Look, I mean, maybe
because if we get John Higland in there, he's done.
Yeah, all right. All right. I don't think the building cares. I think the building's trying to cover their ass. I don't think he's got them wired on his thumb.
That's right. It's all about liability.
Yeah, it's all about liability. So I might make a deal with them, try to fine, I won't use the gym. I'll still use it.
Yeah.
I gotta get my pump on. All right. I'm just nothing's changing that. I'm gonna lift weights. I'm gonna eat chicken breast that I sous vide. I'm gonna cram that protein, and you ain't gonna stop me. All right. Shut your mouth. If you try, it's like Jesus said. If you live by the sword, I'll cut your face. I'm quick like that. You literally live by a sword, you'll die by you'll die tonight. That's in the Bible. I don't think John Higlin's a religious man.
You live by the sword, you die by my fist.
You try to play a grown man's game, you're gonna get beat like a boy. You try to shove me into a corner, I'll gnaw my thumbs off. And then what? What am I gonna do with those? You know what I mean? Like then all of a sudden my hand can fit in certain places. And then I can just do all the damage. How about you write these in a book? How about John Higlin writes this? How he bit off more than he could chew. You think I'm not messing around here. I know you think it's a joke. You're supposed to support me.
I do. I you know.
I'm gonna do dangerous things to this guy. Anyway, I feel like we got into a bit of a. Look, I don't want to be homeless. All right, Ray Comp's not vulnerable enough. Why isn't Kump? You should be more vulnerable so people will like you more. Well, fine, I'm afraid of being homeless. Mm. And John Higlin's put me on edge.
Is that the thing you fear most, you think? Homelessness?
The only thing separating, I mean, like, think about it. Me, I go home. If it wasn't for that, like, people just think I'm a vagrant. You know, people just think, like, who is this, like, home? Like, I mean, the only reason I walk into a building and people probably look and go, they're about to kick him out, and I never come out for a while. I go, wow, I guess he lives there. That's my saving grace.
Right. This world would gnaw you up.
I refuse to jingle change it. In 2025, I'm not going to jingle change it, people. Why would I carry cash? Is this like when you go to a wedding and they make sure you bring some singles to go, to tip the bartender? Assuming it's open bar, right? Mm-hmm. You want to tip these people. I mean, you don't have to. You just you just pretend, I got you before. They don't remember. Yeah. Maybe they do. It's a smaller wedding than you thought. No, shit. They gotta remember. I didn't tip them. I'm screwed. But usually you get away with that. I don't, because I'm not like a cheapskate. But I'm supposed to do that for homeless people? I'm supposed to get a bunch of singles out and change every morning? I don't pay for things with cash.
You're going to have to tattoo a QR code on you if you're ever homeless.
That's not a bad idea. Just give me Scott. I'll go to Wall Street. I'll just give me sock tips. I'll get in their face. Like, I don't need money. Just give me a tip. You know? What should I buy? Inside, trade inside me. Right? Mm. Inside Traitor. That should be the name of this podcast. But like traitor, like TAR, like traitor, like treason. Mm-hmm. Inside Traitor. Get it?
Yeah.
I just had an idea. I might change the name of this podcast to Inside Traitor. That's a separate point. You got nothing to say to that. Yes, no, you don't like it.
I mean, it's an idea for a name.
You think people are gonna think you think being known as a traitor is a bad thing? I think it's a fine thing.
They might assume that it's a podcast about inside trading.
Right, but I'm a traitor. People know how.
Traitor.
I don't want people who listen to me who don't know how to spell. Mm. I might learn to regret those words.
Is it about traitors? Is it about?
No, I'm the traitor.
Yeah. Okay.
Inside.
Who are you betraying?
I don't know. It's a conceptual thing. What is your mom's house? Are they in your mom's house? That's a huge podcast. The Joe Rogan Experience. What is it? It's two guys talking. Mm. Not an experience. It was a Jimi Hendrix album. He's alluding to. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You're thinking too literally. Mm. Inside traitor. Who am I betraying? Joe Rogan. All right, and everyone, how about that? You want to start a war with him? John Higlin and Joe Rogan. You want to take them both on at the same time? Is that what you're asking? I'll take on all of them. I am so sick of this. I am so sick of being afraid of being homeless.
I didn't know that this was such a deeply held fear for you for so long.
Look, people aren't going to be like, oh, look.
You've never been homeless, right?
No, but like, you can be homeless. People will be like, oh, you're like.
I can see that, like, if you had been homeless before, and it's like, oh, I never want to end up like that again.
People aren't going to let me. I don't know a lot of people
you're a smart guy. Like, I feel like you'd always be able to find a job, take care of yourself.
Very abrasive sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I burn a lot of bridges. I don't bother making new friends. I stopped talking to my old friends. I don't live in the past. I don't live like a child who's just older. I'm a man. All right. I threw away my childish things. So I don't have connections like that. But don't get it twisted, John Hagwin. The people I know won't let me sleep on their couch, but they'll tell me what you are and what you do at night. And with who. How old they are. If you get my drift.
Well, maybe one thing that we should do. You're poking the tape.
Well.
Maybe one thing we should do to combat this fear is we should just maybe build a structure that we can live in if we ever became homeless.
What do you mean, like a teepee? Like Indians, like American Indians.
They just build out a really nice tent or something. Whereas, like, if we were ever homeless,
can I emigrate to the tribal nations of American Indians? Is that what it's called?
Can you immigrate there?
Can I look? They're a sovereign nation, right? Mm-hmm. Are they like? Here's what I don't get. Here's what I don't understand. All right, I'm sorry, I don't understand. We just let everyone. I'm not trying to get political here. I'm not trying to get, like, immigration does this, immigration does that. Whatever. Come with your open masses and your wounds, whatever. That being said, if everyone can come here, why can't I immigrate to the sovereign nation of American Indians? They're all sovereign nations, right? The Cherokees and the Warsaw are all packed. Right? All these Indian people are, they're tribes, right? They're sovereign tribes. Why won't they let me immigrate?
It's a good question. Like, could you join their tribe if you... I would assume you'd have to, like, pass tests of character and stuff.
What? So I haven't done enough? I'll show them my podcast. It's like no one else, none of you people can do the Kump podcast.
Lineage.
It's like when you go to Germany, you can take away. They want to know you're not taking away jobs from people, right? Mm-hmm. Most countries, you go, like we have to prove that you have a job that can't be done by a native or whatever,
right?
By a natural born person or whatever. But I think you can fudge it. Like, yeah, they can have Indians can have podcasts, or Native Americans, whatever you want to call them, Cherokees can have podcasts, but not this podcast. Where it's kind of like a snowflake. Every podcast is unique.
Apparently, there are some lineage and blood quantum requirements.
So they get to pick whose blood gets where. This sounds like eugenics. This sounds like the Nazis.
The minimum blood quantum requirements vary, ranging from as high as 1/2 to as low as 1/32.
What is it? Wait. So I have to give them my blood to show them, like, most countries just want to know, like if you, I had a great grandfather who was Irish, right? Mm-hmm. And supposedly he was in the IRA and he was hung by the British. And then people said, well, that's not, they probably did that if he was like, that's usually more for criminals, not like IRA. I don't know if that's true. Mm-hmm. I was always told that he was in the IRA and he was hung by the British. Regardless, I tried to see if I could get, and I'm not leaving America. But why not have an EU passport so I can go gallivant like a European? I can go in Ibiza, and I can rave. I can hang out with the Chemical Brothers and Daft Punk. I think they broke up. Why not have an EU passport? Is my point. Mm-hmm. But they want to know, like, well, you had, if you had a grandfather who was Irish, but they're not testing my blood. Is my point. Right,
they're just testing your relatives.
Yeah, they want the American Indians or Native Americans. Only this thing, I don't know. I think they want to be called tribes, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what tribe are we talking about here?
Well, yeah, this is like a range of tribes they're talking about.
So so we're not Indians. We're tribes, but they all have the same rules. I don't understand.
Well,
something's fishy here. Mm-hmm. Why are they allowed to do this? Everyone's so mad about, like, oh, you whatever. The point is, maybe I can go live with them.
Oh, there is also honorary membership. Maybe you could get that.
How do I get that? I'm telling them I'm an Eagle Scout.
I don't know. I don't know if it's being an Eagle Scout. I don't know if that's gonna.
An eagle is probably a sacred animal to them. So they'll kind of be like, all right, well, tell us more about this. It's like, well, I had to do a bunch of merit badges, and I had to build I had to do a project. I'm talking about the Vial of Life program, and they'll be like, well, all right, so and if you don't remember the Vial of Life of my Eagle Scout project, where I went around to, I got these vials. The idea was you get a packet. It comes with a vial, and inside the vial goes this piece of paper where you put your medical information, and then you put it in the fridge, and then we give you a sticker that goes in the door, and then the sticker would say Vial of Life inside. And I went around to these old people and I gave them these packets. It's free of charge. And that was my program. But I never coordinated with the fire department. I was supposed to coordinate with the fire department so they knew what this is about. Other people, I didn't invent it. So maybe there might be, maybe these people, it's fine. I think look, the fire department guy was there. I didn't cost anyone any problems because the fire department was there. And at my court of honor. And the guy said to my mom or something, we didn't hear about this. Well, you just did. All right? So, don't come to me 30 years later well, you should have talked to you got your notice. My point is, we tell them about that. Leave that, tell them I coordinate with the phone. We just leave that part out.
Look, maybe you should just start to live your life.
Don't rat me out to these Indians.
Maybe you should just start living your life in a way where you can be, kind of undeniably socially Native American.
What does that look like?
It means all your friends have to be Native Americans.
I don't know any Native Americans. How do I meet them? Are there Native American bars?
Look, why would you want an honorary membership if you're not willing to put in any of the
so effort? I can live, so I'm not homeless. This is not because I love these people so much. I mean, they're fine. I have no problem with them. I'm just trying to have things in place in case John Hagelin succeeds.
I mean, you're just trying to be a squatter then. You're just trying to be a squatter.
They got plenty of land. I'll learn. I'll get better at woodworking. And we'll build stuff together. We'll build on the land. We'll build a store. I'll build a store on reservation for them. A nice general store. I'll sell them electronics, maybe cents.
See, if you're this industrious, I just don't see why you can't.
You realize the permits I have to get to do that in a non-reservation setting? Mm-hmm. The U.S. government has no rights there. They can't stop you if they agree. If I start whispering in the chief's ear, hey, we're gonna make this you'll get a cut, and no one can say boo. The IRS, the FBI, they can't get there. So right. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just saying, I get it. There's reasons we have restrictions in America. You can't just make a store that, sells poison.
Well, look, the requirement for honorary membership is basically you have to make a significant contribution.
How much I got to pay these people?
To a Native American tribe.
How much do they want? If I have to invest a couple grand,
it has to be money.
If I invest a couple,
maybe you can defend them against white raiders or something.
I'm not a lawyer. I mean, I'm almost a paralegal. Maybe I can help them out in that way. Because I'll tell them, I'll just tell them I'm a lawyer. Mm-hmm. It won't matter. Whatever happens on the tribe stays on the reservation stays there. So the fact I can be the lawyer on whatever courts they have there, whatever reservation court there is. I'm not saying as a white man I'm smart enough. No, it's not about that. I'm particularly well suited to be a lawyer. I just don't know any of the. I haven't gone to school for it. Mm. If they still had that thing where you could take the bar, I could probably pass the bar. What I studied. I studied for the tour guide test. I got the star next to my name that says you got a really high score. I didn't know nothing about this tour guide stuff. I didn't know who built Stanford and White architectural firms and what's the Woolworth building. I didn't know any of that shit. I took the time and I ended up becoming it because I got another job. But the bar. Yeah, I'll probably spend more than a couple of days studying for the bar. I'll take a few weeks. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry if you're a lawyer and you feel like that's insulting to you. I'm sorry you wasted your money. at law school. But whatever, it's but don't feel bad because I'm not allowed to take the bar here. So joke's on me. Except on the reservation, I could. I'm confident I could be a good lawyer for them. Whatever. You think it's a joke? You think it's all a joke until we're homeless. Anyway, we'll move on. For now, we're fine for now. I'll let you know. Remember, come watch the streams, listen to the podcast. I'll give you little updates. And there'll be time to find out if we're homeless or not.
But look, life is you're right to plan for this because life is full of vicissitudes.
What does that mean? Vicissitudes?
Changes in fortune.
Was that like a bug? Some kind of like mite? Like some kind of bug mite that goes in your like the homeless people have? He died of vicissitude. You want me? You actually you'd laugh at me.
Laugh at me. You of what?
If I was dying of vicissitudes.
That's not true.
On the streets.
I would have
eating out of the trash like a rat.
I'd be horrified.
I would use it. I mean, I'm not gonna live in a dumpster. I know you don't think I'll just live in a dumpster. I have pride. I'll travel. Everyone travels to California so they can shove a bunch of junk in their veins and hang out in the street. I'll go to the woods. I'll be
to the Great Redwood Forest.
Where is that? Is that in Oregon? I don't know. Maybe I'll go upstate. But yeah, maybe the Great Redwood Forest, whatever. I'm just saying, I'm an Eagle Scout. I can forage for berries. I can hurt animals. Well, not hurt them, like hunt them. I can hunt the animals. You know what I mean?
You want to hurt an animal? How would that help you?
No, I mean, I'm sorry. In the process of hunting them, I might hurt them a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not every kill is a clean kill. Mr. Moses, Joshua, fucking Jesus. Jesus Christ. I'm on trial here with my wife. We're not going to hurt them for no reason. We need the meat.
Look, we
need the meat. Do you agree with that at least?
We need the meat.
All right. We're on the same page. Not doing this for nothing. So what was that?
But look, the people who become homeless, I don't think you really have to worry because the people who become homeless are like people who are dealing with mental health conditions usually.
Right.
Addiction or something that they can't help, bipolar, schizophrenia.
Right.
That kind of thing.
They ran out of Adderall.
You know what you could probably benefit from?
What was that?
Watching a little of a schizophrenia simulator.
All right, well, this is a good transition again. So you found
just in case you ever do get this condition, because it can cost you a lot, right? It can land you on the street. It can cost you your job.
It was a good transition.
It can turn you into an absolute mess.
Give Lucy credit. This is actually a good transition. This is actually very. Because we were going to talk about this, but I mean, it feels like weirdly like DJ Slick, speaking of you being a homeless vagrant, why don't we transition to this? I feel a little, I don't know, just exploitive, but I guess it's fine. I pour my heart out. I be vulnerable, but you're right. You're right. It is a good transition. All right, let's talk about it. So you found these things out.
I've been watching these schizophrenia simulators.
Schizophrenia simulator.
This shows you what it's like. This is what it's like to be in the mind of a schizophrenic.
So this is who made this, by the way?
This guy with no credentials whatsoever.
So the guy we're looking at here.
But there's definitely a theme. Like I've watched a few of these now.
Yeah.
And they all kind of represent the schizophrenia ghosts in the same way.
Interesting. Okay, so don't let's see. Play this for people.
What you're about to see is a schizophrenia simulator created by someone who has schizophrenia on what it feels like to have these hallucinations. Check it out.
So it's like water.
It's like the earth around you is kind of like shaping these demons.
So if you have people who aren't watching, basically it's these things are these squiggly lines. They look like they're made of water.
Yeah.
Almost like
bubbles.
Like just bubbles with like dark kind of lines or outlines, and they're going. Now here's the thing. I've always been with schizophrenia. It's a terrible affliction, and I've always, what you know, and I think a lot, it's a hard thing because if your mind's telling you things are real, what do you how do you? It's a hard thing to. I've always thought it was very hard to like. I'm just sympathetic, I guess.
Yeah, like how would you really know?
But if this is what they're seeing, I'm kind of a little less sympathetic. I gotta be honest with you.
You don't think this would scare you?
Look, it might scare me, but I wouldn't think it was real.
Like, imagine you're looking at the woods, and
bring it back.
And this motherfucker just comes at you.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, there's a squiggly water guy. I'm seeing a squiggly water. No, I've never heard a schizophrenic say, I have a squiggly water guy after me. Mm-hmm. You know, a water-based creature. Some kind of jellyfish, and they look like a big jellyfish with the face of a man.
Right.
I'm just saying, you thought this was real? I mean, you thought this is the guy telling you to shoot, the politician?
Right. You killed your child because this guy told you to?
It sounds like you wanted to believe it in this case. Now, I don't think that's true. I don't trust the guy making this. I don't want to slander all the people who have schizophrenia. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they would co-sign this.
Right.
It doesn't seem like you should believe it then. Or at the very least, you should go, look, I got something to tell you. It's going to sound crazy, but there's a water-based creature, like a jellyfish with a man's face, telling me to do this. I've never heard him say that. So I don't know. I'm going to call, and people are going to go, well, you're not a schizophrenia expert. How can you? You're not a doctor or a psychiatrist.
Right.
This is my point. I can be a lawyer. If this guy can just make this up, why can't I just be a lawyer?
Well, you would think that, like, okay, you see this for a little while when you're a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whenever it starts in your 30s or, and it creeps you out for a while. But you would think that once somebody told you, oh, you have schizophrenia, these things are apparitions.
Right.
That you would be able to tell the difference after that.
Right. But these people, like, they don't say, hey, I'm haunted.
It would still freak you out.
Of course it would freak you out to have a jellyfish with a man's face telling you to kill people.
Right.
Of course it would freak you out. But the thing you should not do is panic and just and leave that part out. Are they leaving that part out because they think that would make them look crazy? Well, you maybe it would, but you haven't helped your case. They always end up sounding crazier than they would otherwise. If everyone was, think about this for a second. How many people have schizophrenia in America? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands?
I don't think it's a lot.
It's probably a decent amount of people. Probably a decent amount of people.
Oh, wow. 2.8 million.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people. If they were all saying jellyfish are after me.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta get the bomb is jelly. Are they seeing jellyfish that are there?
Right.
Are there invisible creatures that only certain people can see through their, because our cones and rods aren't usually aligned to see these jellyfish people. We've lost a lot of time. If that was the case, we've lost a lot of time.
Right.
I'm not going to blame. I want to victim blame. But, why isn't there a cure? Because you didn't mention the jellyfish men.
But it's like even the non-schizophrenic people, even the people like replying to these like simulation videos.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, this is like demon possession.
Right.
It's like,
okay.
It's like they're like, even they're like, these are real demons.
So this is a good shot you freezed on. It's creepy as hell, but they've never explained it this way. They've always said they've always made it seem like it was actually a person.
Like, what is that? Like, is that your brain trying to like? Is it your brain trying to simulate something that you don't understand as a human face or something?
Probably something like that John Hagelin's behind. Not him, but like people like him. It's just like it's probably just like there's probably somewhere that produces these effects. Right? But I don't buy it though. Is my point. You're accepting the premise. This is like, do you remember there was that trend on TikTok where all those like young teen girls were saying like, oh, I died in the Holocaust?
Oh right, yeah.
I don't believe what I see on TikTok. I don't believe just and people going like, oh, there's probably some guy at some podcast like ours. Out there with some gimmick out there where if you listen to their podcast, they're going, and we're going to get this going. We're going to get this schizophrenic simulator out there, and we're going to pretend it's real, and you guys respond for us, right?
Yeah.
It's just, and kudos. We should steal that idea. We should make our own simulator.
What do you think if you actually started seeing this though and hearing it?
Yeah.
If every day you start seeing the little goblins like this, and they were like, John Enklin's coming after you. He's almost here. He's coming.
Yeah.
How would you deal with them? What would your response be?
I'll tell them to go fuck themselves. I'm not afraid of ghosts. The minute the ghost actually does something, I'll be afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
People go, oh, the incredible, like, why is Andrew Tate talking about that? All these guys who are telling men how to be men, and none of them ever talk about, like, and shut the fuck up about ghosts. Enough with the ghosts. No one cares. Ghosts can't do anything. They're dead. But until I have blood coming out of my eyes and ass, I'm not going to be afraid of ghosts. Oh, they opened the window and closed it? Oh, look at you. Look at you there, big shot. Big, intimidating man. Do nothing. How about you? How about, you know, if my fucking cock falls off while I'm taking a piss, I'll be afraid of ghosts. How about that? How about that? How about I take a big piss and the cock falls into the toilet forever? Then it's like, oh shit, is there a ghost doing it? And then I would assume it's a ghost.
What if the ghost tricked you into thinking your cock had fallen off just for a second?
What do you mean it tricked me?
What if it wasn't?
It told me, like, hey, your cock fell in the toilet. What?
What if it wasn't permanent, but like for 5 minutes you really thought your cock fell off? Would you be afraid of the ghost then?
If it just so to be clear, it's a jellyfish face.
Yeah.
And it goes, hey, look down, your cock's in the toilet, and look down at my cock, and then it's there.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, how did you do this? How did you do?
Oh, Marone.
This is a problem. This you've gone too far now, and also you've escalated way too quickly. I mean, you could have done a lot. Now we're why? Can you undo this? Like, it was a trick, actually. Yeah, then I would be like, oh, so you just do stuff in my mind. What do I care then? Yeah, I mean, it's like I'd be upset until they told me it was fake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look, I mean, I believe what I can see. And oh, so you don't believe in Christ? Shut up. Christ loves me. All right.
Yeah.
He thinks you're scum, not you. Like,
I see him in
the
pictures.
naysayers. What?
I see him in pictures.
You see Christ in pictures?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You know, the pictures where he's giving everybody bread and fish.
You mean the paintings?
Yeah.
The icons?
The icons.
Some guy did that. So, whatever. My point is, no, if I find out, it's, so what's the implication? Are you trying to connect to this schizophrenia is what you're trying to say? Like, oh, what if they made you think this and I act on it? And then, like, I go after John Higland. Mm-hmm. I throw his typewriter in the ocean. Because,
like, you wouldn't just be like, oh, my cock's in the toilet, whatever.
No,
like,
I'd call a doctor.
You'd be diving in the toilet trying to grab your cock.
First of all, am I bleeding in this delusion?
Maybe there's blood.
I would grab. Look, I'm an Eagle Scout, so I would grab it immediately. I would grab some. Look. First of all, and I don't want to take a side. For a number of years while we were in this apartment, we've been in this apartment for a while. The fridge/freezer was very faulty, and they finally replaced it recently. But it was always like very unpredictable, and I wasn't able to freeze food reliably. Now that we have a new freezer, and it's a little smaller than I'd like, I freeze stuff. I'm living a whole new life. I just buy value packs of chicken breasts, and I freeze them in a vacuum seal. And then it gets popped right in the sous vide, and I don't know, nothing goes bad. I'm not wasting food anymore. I got tons of frozen vegetables, because frozen vegetables are great if you know how to cook them properly. So what would I do? I'd either grab a frozen thing of chicken breasts, or a frozen thing of chicken thighs, or a frozen bag of spinach, and I'd wrap my severed cock in there first. Mm-hmm. Then I would, if I'm really gushing blood, I would I make these turkey burgers on the cast iron skillet, and I got one of those smasher things, those burger smashers. Uh-huh. It's actually, you think that's a gimmick. It's not. It actually, there's a piece of cast iron. It's a circular piece of cast iron, and it really lets you squeeze down hard on the pan. I would use that. I would get that really hot in the oven, and I would burn my crotch to cauterize the wound. And then I would get to the hospital. And I would say, hey, look, you got to, like, cut some of the scar tissue out, and then sew my cock back on. I don't know how this happened. I think I'm being haunted by some kind of ghost. Mm-hmm. But a ghost that knows they can actually do stuff, not some normal ghost.
Right.
Not one of those pussy ghosts who just goes boo and opens his window. This one means business. But, I mean, whatever. I mean, like, who tries to cut their cock off and then goes to the hospital and says, "Can you put this back on?" I mean, I have to really be like a Munchausen attention seeker for that to be fake, you know?
Right.
In the middle of it, so I don't know, at what stage does the ghost reveal that it was all a joke? While I'm burning myself?
I mean, like, look, it would suck if that happened while you were burning yourself.
Yeah.
If that's when you
So I
snap
just
back
burn
to
my cock.
reality. Yeah, exactly.
Well, all right. Look, that's fine. But that's not happening, is it? We don't have. I would explain this to the cops or the doctors or the FBI. I mean, if we had, I would say, look, I burned my cock because it tricked me into thinking my cock. That's not what they say. They always say, like, he told me to do this. No, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it for 1 second. I never fell for it. I mean, I believe what I saw, but like, I don't do what things tell me to do. But if I see I'm cauterizing the wound. You can't. So it's one thing to say, I saw blood gushing out of my crotch, so I burned it.
Yeah.
It's another thing to say. It's a whole other thing to say, oh, this dog told me to shoot people. That's like a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I think a good rule of thumb is if it seems like your cock just mysteriously separated and fell into the toilet.
Right.
You gotta. I feel like it's probably a good therapy or conditioning for people with schizophrenia like that.
Yeah.
To kind of like go through your 5 senses.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your cock's been cut off?
Acid, sugar, sweet.
Yeah.
Sour.
Does it taste like? Can you actually taste?
Senses. I'm thinking of the 5 tastes.
Can you taste the iron in the blood from when your cock fell off?
Wait. Well, no, I was confused, but now
I feel like I'm creating. If this doesn't exist yet, it's like a good therapy for schizophrenics. Like,
so you want people to taste their drink, like reach down into their crotch, which they think is bleeding.
Yeah.
And then see if they can taste the iron.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Did you check? Right. Did you check? Can you? All right, oh, that's your cock. Can you like if it smell? Did it smell like piss?
Yeah.
Because you were pissing, right? It should smell like piss.
Right.
In the middle of pissing, your cock fell off. Did it smell like piss? And don't tell me your piss has no scent. I'm not saying my piss reeks, but if I get up close to it, it'll smell like piss. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot and say, "Oh, what you got smelly piss?" Everyone's piss smells like piss if you get close enough. Unless you drink a gallon of water every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but I'm not doing. Whatever. I don't piss green, but I mean, it's not pure white like like water coming out of my dick. Whatever. I don't know. I mean,
can you hear yourself? Are you screaming?
Well, I would be screaming. You would be screaming.
You probably would be screaming.
Yeah, I mean, you need me to edit this book for you. this weird medical book you're writing. Because some of these ideas, I mean, some of it makes sense. Some of it's like, are you scared? Well, I mean, yes. I'm scared of being homeless. So interesting. It's very interesting.
There's also this other one where like it's weird because like sometimes the voices inside people's heads, it seems like sometimes they sound kind of like just annoying, like innocuous but annoying,
right? Like
they're just almost like repeating your thoughts,
like
look at the water or whatever,
nonsense,
but sometimes they're actually, but sometimes the voices are scary, sometimes they're mean to you.
Right. That's true. So
nobody cares.
Where do they go? Nobody loves you. No one could.
Some junk food.
They don't care.
Let's
People, they're talking about you.
Even he can't
you're such a loser.
I'm not seeing squiggle faces.
No, this is just pure auditory.
This makes much more sense.
Yeah.
There's people that share your brain that are telling you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this all the time.
At what point the voice tells him that he stinks?
Oh,
you stink.
He's walking away because you stink. You smell.
Why do you bother?
You're stupid.
Fake
He does
smiles.
back turn you because he doesn't like you.
I might have schizophrenia. I mean, he doesn't usually have different voices, but I mean, yeah, I'm always
I definitely relate to this more than the visuals.
No, I think everyone has this.
Yeah.
I think everyone's got a little bit of this.
Right.
We just kind of go, who's this guy? Who's this schemer?
This version of it is just like, it's just on blast.
Right. Yeah, but there's no guy with an ice cream cone's face that like transparent ice. These guys look like transparent poop emojis.
Right.
I mean, I always think that's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
They don't call it the shit emoji. They don't call it the cacophilia emoji. They call it the fucking poop emoji, right?
Yeah.
I'll call it the big nasty shit. I don't care. I'm not trying to get monetized. The big they look like a transparent version of the big nasty shit emoji. Whatever. No one's censoring me. I'll censor you.
Do you think part of having this condition is just that like you're already kind of sensitive, so like the voices would bother you more, or like the visuals would bother
look
you
I mean look
like,
I probably am less likely to be quote unquote schizophrenic because I would just be like whatever, who gives a shit.
You'll just be nasty bad.
Yeah, like, oh, you smell. I smell fine. I don't feel great. I'm not wearing Chanel. Chanel number 2. I know number 5 is a big one. But there's other numbers, right? Are there other numbers for Chanel's, or is this number 5? Why is it number 5? There's no other numbers.
Are there no other numbers?
I don't know. Whatever. The point is, I'm not wearing any of that stuff. You got me a bottle of something for Christmas. I wear that. Mm-hmm. It's nice.
Oh yeah, the Tom Ford.
Tom Ford. Is that the guy?
It kind of makes you smell like a stack of wood.
I don't know.
Nice.
What?
It's nice.
I don't think that's what wood smells like. Like pine. You think that's like pine? Maybe like sticky pine needles.
Yeah, like piney wood.
I love getting in the woods and playing with sticky pine needles. It reminds me of being at camp with my friend who I was kind of a lackey for. It only lasted a couple of weeks, but I was kind of his lackey, and he would walk around with hatchets and threaten people.
And you would go, yeah, boss.
I mean, that was a vibe.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't say, yeah, boss. Mm-hmm. But definitely in hindsight, I'm like, was I just his lackey? Because I remember he would just drive. We had there was like a latrine, from because we'd have our campsite. It was kind of, we talked about this before. It was Camp Yagu, I believe. Yeah, of course. I believe. I know it was. This is where they shot Moonrise Kingdom years later, the Wes Anderson film, the famous, and there was basically it was a Boy Scout camp, and everyone would be different campsites, and like there'd be a latrine. And the first year I went, I actually didn't shit the whole week because it was just you walk in, and it was a big box with three toilet seats on it, no divider. Like, well, that's disgusting. I'd piss in it if I wouldn't shit in it. I was disgusted. It must have been like 6th grade or whatever. And I held it in the whole week. Nasty.
Do you think your shame over your shit was part of what made you a lackey?
Well, look, I mean that wasn't that year. It was that was the last year they had it. The next year they had at least stalls in the latrine building. So it's more like going to the bathroom. I don't think it's shame over my shits. It's just weird. I think it's objectively very weird to be sitting next to another man on the toilet, just next to you. And you're both shitting into a toilet seat on a box and a hole in the box. I think I look back at that now and it's like I'm proud of myself. Like, yeah, that's disgusting. They're trying to groom you or something. I don't think they were. I don't know. I think the people at the camp I never had a problem with them. I think they ran a good camp. But I think they was in the past. I don't know why you would. It's just different sensibilities. That used to be manly, I guess. To shit next to another man. But at a certain point, we realized it was weird. What you think is normal?
I mean, look, I guess, I don't know how men's bathrooms are supposed
Picture
to work.
a box.
But I know you all piss together in one giant trough.
It's different.
So, it's like...
we don't piss into a trough. What are you talking about?
So you...
Wait, what? What do you? I mean, occasionally there have been urinals that are kind of like
shitting next to each other.
What trough do you think we're pissing into?
I'm not saying I would want to do it, but it's like maybe a man would be okay with it.
Well, I'm glad. I guess I'm glad you don't know what the inside of a men's room looks like. But it's usually not a big trough that we piss in together. It's usually these dividers, and it's still not the greatest thing. You don't want to be next to a guy. Like, if a guy is next to you with a urinal, I'm not afraid of it. But it's always...
Wait, so in men's rooms, there are usually dividers between the
Yeah.
urinals? But then why do so many men have stories about seeing some other guy's cock and being embarrassed by it?
Or
some guy seeing their cock.
I guess maybe there's not dividers all the time, but like a lot of times, like the urinal... Now I'm trying to think. I think there's a slight divider usually. If it's not a divider, at least the lip of the urinal comes out a bit. So I get, look, but a guy might be pissing further away from the urinal. I mean, there's people you walk in sometimes and there'll be grown men like with their pants and underwear down to their ankles pissing in the urinal. I mean, kids, like, sometimes you walk in, it's occasionally, a kid, like, oh, God, what the fuck? But like, I've seen grown men do this. Disgusting. It's disgusting in both cases, but like, at least the ones that kids, like, I'm not going to yell at you. Yeah, but men do, you're like, what the fuck, dude? That guy's just trying to show you his ass. But I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of men's cocks at urinals. So I don't accept your premise. To quote Atlas Shrugged, check your premises. All right, because I ain't never seen no cock in a urinal. I don't think I ever seen a cock in a urinal. Honestly, I'm being honest now. I'm not saying I've never seen like a but like a urinal doesn't really happen. I mean, you're looking down, you trying to see a cock. Trying to play Pixies, Peekaboos. Just saying. Why are we talking about this? Right. So I mean, I don't know. I think something's wrong. There's a disconnect here because you think it's normal.
Not that it's normal.
The box. Think about this. You go in. It's like a wood structure. There's no lights in there, right? It's camping, and there's a big wood. It's not why I brought this up, but it's a big wooden structure. And there's like 3 holes, and like they I guess they and they probably didn't originally have the toilet seats even. That's something they probably added in the 70s or the 80s, like modernize it. But that's older, and you just sit next to another guy taking a shit. Maybe some guy maybe some guy from a different troop. And I don't think it was even
I could
different.
see it being awkward if he was.
I don't even know if there was different bathrooms for like the adults. It's bizarre.
So like a grown man would just be sharing a box with a child?
I think they probably try not to, but what are you going to do? I don't know. It's not for me to say. The point is, I remember being at the urinal and the guy I was with was waving hatchets at this guy. We don't fuck with us or something. I don't know how it started. I was, and whatever. We were at the urinal or the latrine.
What were you doing while he was doing this?
I think I had a flashlight in my hand. Like I might have said yeah at one point, or I don't know. I think I was confused. It escalated very quickly. I mean,
but were you using it to blind the kid or something?
No, I wasn't. I think I was a little just kind of surprised, but I rolled with it.
Right.
That he was like going. He was threatening this guy with hatchets. I'm like, I'm not gonna rap my friend or something, or like. I'm not
it does seem like disturbed behavior.
Look, now I might be like, hey, settle down. The guy, hey, he don't want none of that. He don't want none of that hatch. Don't worry, he ain't gonna hurt you. Or try to, soothe him a little bit, calm him down. But I just kind of went along with it. I was like, 7th grade or whatever. Well, I'm sorry I didn't stand up for that man who probably would do, if his roles were reversed, he'd let me get hatched. He wouldn't care.
You were just like part of a roaming gang of violent youth.
I mean, look, I had a taste of that. Wasn't a big taste. Whatever. This is gonna keep me. It is gonna make the Indians keep me from letting me immigrate to the sovereign states of.
It might work in your favor.
Yeah. Hey, I'm okay with hatchets. I'm fine with it. You want to pull a hatchet out? Ain't gonna faze me. See my hand? My hand don't shake with a hatchet. So anyway, there's that. What was the point of that? I don't remember. But regardless, thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
And don't forget, go on Twitch and follow at Ray Kump, and on Kick also. I'll try to do the thing where you simulcast. I'm not sure how chats work with that. Can you merge the chats? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I know Twitch is very if you like, oh, you can't say this and that, and they censor you, and Kick's better. Whatever. I don't know. We'll figure that together. But it'll be every night. This week is more like 8 p.m. I'm thinking about doing 7 to 11 every night, something like that. I'm gonna become and if you don't like, click on the goddamn things, and you see the best of it. Whatever. At Ray Kump. Have a good night. Whatever.